Indeed, there is something here, and we'll find out what that is. Capitol Hill expected to turn into a big media circus on Thursday when former FBI Director James Comey testifies in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee in the ongoing Russia investigation. Comey, who will be speaking for the first time in public since he was fired on May 9th, he's expected to be grilled on his conversations with President Trump and whether the president asked him to end the investigation into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. My next guest spoke to the former FBI director recently and encouraged him to speak in front of the House Oversight Committee. Here with me now, it's Utah Congressman. He's a Republican. He's Jason Chaffetz, also the chairman of that House Oversight Committee for now.
At least for a few more days.
Yeah. When are you done?
June 30th will be my last day in Congress.
Bittersweet, or are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. Look, I made a choice voluntarily. And,
yeah.
I've had 9 good years in the House, but at some point you got to hang up the cleats, and made the right decision for me and my family.
Well, good for you. We'll see what happens in your political future. Former FBI Director James Comey was forced to hang up his cleats. Why is he going before the Senate Intelligence Committee?
Well, I wish he was coming before the House Oversight Committee. I did talk to him on the phone and traded some emails and whatnot.
Yeah.
There are 2 parts to this investigation. One should be the documents themselves, which nobody's seen, by the way. The New York Times writes a piece about these so-called documents.
Have you subpoenaed them?
We have asked for them and requested them. Now, what happened after we asked for that, suddenly there's a special counsel, and that's complicated.
Yeah.
Things. So do you run the risk of impeding investigation by the special counsel, or do you go ahead and subpoena them? We've given them until, I believe, Thursday to reconsider and provide those documents again, and then we'll take it from there. But the second part is hearing from Director Comey himself.
And you say he's taking the easy way out. How so?
Well, he's taking a little bit of the path of least resistance. I just think he's going to get a much more friendlier set of questions coming from the Senate Intel, as opposed to, say, the Senate Judiciary Committee. I think Senator Grassley certainly be much more aggressive on him, as would Lindsey Graham and some others that are on the Judiciary Committee. Mike Lee, for instance, I don't think would be would not be asking softball questions. I'd like to have him to come to the Oversight Committee. If he's going to go over to the Senate, he should also come over to the House of Representatives.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think he should be lawyered a little bit. Yeah. And I think on the Oversight Committee, it's 50-50 there. You have some good people on the committee who are really good at asking questions, and then others that just grandstand, and it drives me crazy. What are these senators on the Intelligence Committee going to get out of Comey that we haven't already seen? Are they going to get something substantive?
Well, if they don't have the documents, I think they're going to have a very tough time holding his feet to the fire. I think is
he going to hide behind, well, there's an investigation going on, therefore I can't comment? Is he going to say that over and over again?
Part of what Director Comey at least told me behind the scenes is, look, there's also a classified portion of this. It's kind of tiresome to continue to hear about, well, I can't talk about that in public.
Hey, you know what? His friends at the FBI had no problem leaking the content of those memoranda to the New York Times. So at some point, he's being a big, fat hypocrite when he hides behind the shield of classification and ongoing investigation.
Well, I think there's a question about where are these documents?
Yeah.
When I asked him privately, are they at the Department of Justice or are they with you personally, he would not answer that question. So
he took them.
But they're federal records. And so
doesn't matter. I mean, he didn't prosecute Hillary Clinton for that, so that's not a crime anymore, according to the precedent that he set.
Well, I've also asked him for documents, or when I say him, I should say the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
For the documents, did he make other notes related to Loretta Lynch?
Yeah, I would love to know about that conversation with Bill Clinton. Was he briefed on that conversation? What exactly did he tell her about his grandchildren? Big fat lie.
So if we're going to use all these documents, then let's get them for everything. Let's not just get them for justice.
Okay, but are they considered some of the investigative material from the campaign? Is that still considered part of the Russia probe that former FBI Director Robert Mueller
don't know. That's why we want them, the Department of Justice, to actually clarify what is what should they share, what should they not share.
Yeah. Are we going to get clarity?
Remember, not even the New York Times has actually seen these documents.
So they were read over the phone like the tawdry conversations that one used to have in the 90s, I'm assuming.
On a party line?
Yes, exactly. Well, that says a lot more about you than it does about me. Will this former FBI director try and take the president down? Is that his ultimate goal?
I don't think so. He's going to have a very difficult time overcoming the fact that I believe it was May he testified in saying there has been no political pressure. You have the acting FBI director right now who's also saying there has been no political pressure.
Yeah.
So if he did have political pressure back on a conversation that supposedly happened months ago, how do you testify under oath when asked very specifically that there had been none? So
yeah.
I don't think so.
Are you running for governor in Utah?
No, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not I'm a definite maybe for anything in the future.
All right, time will tell. We shall see.
Who knows? I have a hard time telling. Well, it's always out there. I'm not going to take it off the table, but it's not something I'm trying to do 3 or 4 moves in order to get there. That's not what I'm doing.
Life is all about making a series of big moves. We'll see what your next big move is. Congressman, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good.